Welcome to English Avenue Bookish. In today's lesson, we are not just going to talk about English. We are going to completely rewire the way you speak it. We are going to fix the one thing that nobody ever told you about. And I promise you, by the time this lesson is over, you will look in the mirror and say with full confidence, "Yes, I finally know how to unlock my voice. I finally understand what has been holding me back all this time." So please stay with me right until the very end. Subscribe to English Avenue Bookish right now because this lesson could be the single most important turning point in your entire English-speaking journey. Let me ask you one honest question. How many hours have you already spent trying to learn English? How many courses have you bought? How many videos have you watched? How many word lists have you memorized? How many grammar rules have you studied? But when the moment comes to open your mouth and actually speak, something goes wrong. Your mind goes empty. Your throat tightens. Your calls, your words disappear. Your confidence falls apart completely. Not because you are not intelligent enough, not because your English knowledge is weak, but because your speaking ability has never been properly trained. That is the real truth that nobody ever told you. You are watching, reading, listening, and studying, but you are not training your speaking muscles. You are not practicing the physical act of speaking English, and that is the exact reason why nothing ever changes. That is why you stay frozen. That is why your confidence collapses the moment you try to speak. Let me be very direct with you right now. English is not just something that lives inside your head. It is something that happens in your mouth, in your jaw, in your tongue, in your lips, in your breathing, and in your rhythm. And until you train all of those things together, you will always feel like there is something missing. But today, everything changes, because this is not a boring lesson about grammar rules. This is not another list of common phrases. This is a real training system. We are going to unlock your voice, rebuild your confidence, and create genuine spoken English fluency starting from right where you are today. And here is the best part. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need a special accent. You do not need to pay for expensive programs. All you need is 10 minutes of focused practice every day, the right system, and the courage to sound imperfect while you are becoming excellent. This is the lesson I wish I had found years earlier. This is the real truth that traditional English education never gave you. And this is your moment to finally stop just studying English and start truly speaking it. Let us begin. Part 1. The hidden truth about why you cannot speak. Let me share something with you that is going to feel uncomfortable at first, but will set you free completely. The reason you cannot speak English confidently has almost nothing to do with your vocabulary. It has almost nothing to do with your grammar. It has nothing to do with how intelligent you are. The real reason is this. Your mouth has never been trained to move the way English requires it to move. Read that sentence again slowly. Your mouth has never been trained to move the way English requires it to move. You've been training your memory. You've been training your reading ability. You've been training your understanding. But you have never specifically trained the muscles and movements and rhythms that English speaking actually requires. And because of this, when you try to speak, everything breaks down. Because English is a physical language. It has its own rhythm. It has its own sounds. It has its own shape and flow and energy. It is not just about what you say. It is about how your mouth and voice actually produce those words. Here is a simple comparison to help you understand this perfectly. Imagine you want to become a professional footballer. You spend 2 full years studying football. You read every book about it. You watch every match. You study every technique and formation. You understand the game better than almost anyone, but you never actually go out onto a field and kick a ball. What happens the first time you try to play in a real match? You struggle completely, because studying football and playing football are 2 completely different things. Your body has no training. Your muscles have no memory. Your reactions have no speed. This is precisely what happens with English speaking. You understand the language very well, but your mouth has no physical training. Your tongue has no muscle memory for English sounds. Your jaw does not know how to move at English speed. Your breath has not learned English rhythm. And so, every time you try to speak, your mouth fails you even when your mind knows exactly what to say. That is why the most common experience for English learners around the world is this exact feeling. I understand everything perfectly. but I simply cannot speak. This is the gap. Not a knowledge gap, a training gap. And a training gap can be closed with the right system applied consistently. In your native language, your mouth has repeated every sound thousands and thousands of times since you were a small child. That is why speaking your first language feels completely effortless and automatic. But in English, you have never done that physical training. You have never repeated the sounds enough times for them to become automatic in your mouth. And so your speech comes out slow and broken and unnatural, not because you do not know the words, but because your mouth simply has not been trained to produce those words quickly and smoothly and confidently. The soft sounds, the silent letters, the linking words, the rising and falling tones, the connected rhythms. You skip them, you avoid them, you feel uncomfortable with them, and your speech falls apart as a result. But here is the truly good news. You can absolutely change this. You can train your speaking muscles exactly the way you train any other muscle in your body. You do not need natural talent. You do not need hours of practice every day. You just need the right method used consistently with real focus and purpose. Part 2. The Daily 10-Minute Speaking Training System. Let me make you one clear and honest promise right now. If you follow the system I am about to show you for just 10 minutes every day for the next 30 days, your English speaking will sound noticeably different. Not just in your imagination, in your actual voice, in your real conversations, in your career opportunities, in your daily confidence, because we are going to train your speaking like an athlete trains for competition, not like a student memorizing answers for an exam. You might be thinking that 10 minutes sounds like very little time. But here is the important truth. It is not about how much time you spend. It is about how you use the time you have. Your goal is not to become fluent in one single practice session. Your goal is to build tiny, powerful habits that gradually and consistently reshape the way your mouth moves and the way your voice sounds. You need focused daily physical repetition, the same way you brush your teeth every morning. Not because one brushing session transforms your dental health, but because the daily habit builds the result over time. Remember this principle and never forget it. Studying English builds your knowledge. Speaking English builds your fluency, and fluency is only built through movement. Movement requires muscle memory, and muscle memory requires daily repetition. Now let us go through the complete 10-minute training system step by step. Step 1. The speaking warm-up. 2 minutes. Just as any serious athlete warms up their muscles before training, you need to warm up your speaking muscles before you begin. Why is this necessary? Because most of your day has been spent in your native language rhythm. Your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, and your breath are all calibrated to your first language. Before you can speak English well, you need to shift everything into English mode. Here is how to do the warm-up. First, do lip vibrations. Press your lips together gently and hum strongly so that your lips vibrate and buzz. Do this for 5 seconds and repeat it 3 times. This activates your lips and gets them ready for English movement. Second, do tongue extensions. Push your tongue out of your mouth as far as it will go. Hold for 2 seconds. Bring it back in. Repeat this slowly 10 times. This stretches and activates your tongue muscles. Third, do jaw circles. Open your mouth wide and slowly circle your jaw 5 times in each direction. This releases tension and makes your jaw flexible and ready. Fourth, do a big warm smile. Stretch your smile as wide as possible as if you just heard the best news of your life. Hold for 5 seconds, relax completely, repeat 3 times. Why does this warm-up work so well? Because it loosens all the tension that builds up in your face and mouth during the day. It activates the specific muscles you need for English sounds. It shifts your physical state from your native language mode into English speaking mode. A warm and activated mouth is a ready mouth. A ready mouth produces much smoother and more natural sounding English. Step 2. The Mirror Confidence Technique. 2 minutes. Your mirror is one of the most powerful and most underused tools available to you as an English learner. Stand directly in front of a mirror. Look into your own eyes. Do not look away. Choose one powerful sentence in English. Something like this. My voice is becoming stronger every single day. Or, I am training myself to speak English with confidence. Or, every time I open my mouth, I am getting better. Say your chosen sentence slowly and deliberately. Watch your lips moving. Watch your jaw opening. Watch your eyes staying focused and strong. Say the sentence 5 times total. Make each repetition slightly faster and more confident than the previous one. Why does this technique produce such powerful results? It builds your awareness of how you actually look and sound when you speak. It destroys the fear of being watched and judged because you are facing the most important judge of all, which is yourself. It develops strong speaking presence and genuine vocal authority. It gives you direct control over your voice in a way that no other technique can. This exercise feels strange and uncomfortable for the first 2 or 3 days. This is completely normal and expected. By the end of the first week, you will begin to feel natural and powerful. By the end of 2 weeks, you will feel genuinely transformed. The rule is simple. You cannot build real speaking confidence if you never practice facing yourself. Step 3. Shadow speaking practice. 3 minutes. This is where genuine and lasting fluency is actually created. Shadow speaking is the most powerful technique used by the fastest English learners in the world. Here is exactly how it works. You find a short audio or video clip of a native English speaker, something between 5 and 15 seconds long. It could be from a YouTube video, a movie scene, a podcast, a speech, or anything else you enjoy. You listen to the clip once carefully, then you immediately speak the exact same words out loud. You try to match everything: the speed, the tone, the rhythm, the emphasis, the emotion, the connected sounds. Here is a practical example. You hear a native speaker say this. That sounds really interesting. Tell me more about it. You immediately repeat out loud. That sounds really interesting. Tell me more about it. You do not use your own pronunciation. You do not slow it down. You do not change anything. You simply copy the original as closely as you possibly can. You repeat the same clip 3 or 4 times before moving to the next one. Even when you make mistakes, you keep going without stopping. Because this is not a grammar exercise. This is a physical training exercise. This is muscle training for your voice. Why does shadow speaking work so powerfully? It trains your real-time speaking reaction. It builds the fluency rhythm that you actually need in real conversations. It trains your ears, your mouth, and your brain to work together as one coordinated system. It helps you sound dramatically smoother and more natural. This is how every human being learned their native language. We heard sounds, we copied them, we repeated them until they became automatic and effortless. Step 4. The Fluency Loop Drill. 2 minutes. This is your final exercise in the daily system, and it is specifically designed to eliminate overthinking when you speak. The Fluency Loop Drill works by taking one single sentence and practicing it at 3 different speeds in a repeating cycle. Slow, normal, fast. Take a sentence like this one. I am working on improving my English every single day. First, say it very slowly and clearly. I am working on improving my English every single day. Focus on every individual sound. Feel your mouth shaping each word carefully. Then say it at a completely natural, normal speed. I am working on improving my English every single day. Smooth and steady and flowing. Then say it as fast as you possibly can while still keeping it clear and understandable. I am working on improving my English every single day. Linked together and confident and quick. Repeat this complete loop 4 or 5 times. Then choose a different sentence and do the same thing again. Choose 3 to 5 sentences each practice session. Keep using the same sentences for several days before replacing them with new ones. This repetition is intentional and essential. Why does the fluency loop work so effectively? It builds your genuine comfort with English speaking speed. It trains your brain to stop overthinking every word before you say it. It creates a feeling of natural fluency even when your overall vocabulary is still growing. This is not about knowing more words. It is about moving more freely with the words you already have. Here is your complete daily schedule. 2 minutes of speaking warm-up. 2 minutes of mirror confidence technique. 3 minutes of shadow speaking practice. 2 minutes of fluency loop drill. Total time, 9 to 10 minutes. Total impact when done consistently. Complete transformation of your speaking confidence and ability. Most English learners never do this. They chase vocabulary lists. They study more grammar. They watch more videos passively and silently. And they wonder every single day why their speaking never actually improves. But now you have a real system. You have a real system. You have a daily training routine. You have your own speaking gym that you can use anywhere at any time. You do not need expensive software. You do not need a conversation partner. You do not need a classroom. You just need your voice, your mirror, your phone, and 10 minutes of focused daily practice. Part 3. Speak in flow. Sound clusters and natural rhythm. Here is a truth about English speaking that most learners discover too late. You can have perfect grammar. You can have a wide vocabulary. You can know all the rules. And you can still sound completely unnatural and robotic. Why does this happen? Because most learners speak English the same way they read it. One word at a time. Separated. Slow, mechanical, flat. But real English does not work that way. Native speakers do not speak in individual words. They speak in clusters of sound, groups of words that flow together smoothly like music, like water moving down a river. This is what linguists call word linking and natural speech flow. And once you understand how this works and train yourself to do it, your English will instantly sound more natural and fluid and confident. Even if you still make small grammar errors here and there, let me give you a clear example. Most learners say this: I'm going to the shop. Each word completely separated. Very clear, but very robotic. But a natural English speaker says this: I'm going to the shop. The sounds link together. The rhythm flows. The words connect. It sounds like natural human speech instead of a textbook being read aloud. From this point forward, I want you to make one fundamental change in how you approach English speaking. Stop asking yourself, what word should I say? Start asking yourself, how should I make these words flow as one smooth unit? That is where real fluency begins, not in your vocabulary size, not in your grammar accuracy, in your speech flow and your natural rhythm. A sound cluster is a group of 3 to 7 words that you speak together with no pauses, no breaks, no spaces between them. They flow as a single unit of sound. Let me give you several examples and then show you how to practice them effectively. Example 1. What are you doing? Most learners say it like this: What are you doing? But natural speakers say, what shadowing? The whole thing flows as one connected unit. Example 2. Did you eat? Most learners say, did you eat? But native speakers say, did ya it? One smooth connected sound. Example 3. I do not know. Most learners say, I do not know. Most learners say, I do not know. Native speakers say, I don't know. Fast and smooth and natural. Example 4. Going to. Most learners say, going to. Native speakers say, gonna. Example 5. Want to. Most learners say, want to. Native speakers say, wanna. Juver. Duverolls too. Native speakers say, wanna. These are not sloppy or incorrect ways to speak. This is how real English actually sounds in real conversation. This is the natural rhythm of the language. And until you train yourself to speak in this rhythm, your English will always sound like it was built in a factory rather than grown in a real human mouth. Here is your daily sound cluster practice system. Step 1. Every day, choose 3 sound clusters to focus on. Write them down on a small piece of paper that you carry with you throughout the day. Step 2. Say each cluster like a short melody. Like a small song, repeat each one 10 times continuously. For example, let me know, 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 let me know. Say it with rhythm and flow. Say it like music. Step 3. Create your own short sentence using each cluster. For example, using let me know. Please let me know when you arrive. Say the complete sentence as one smooth flowing unit. Repeat it 5 times. Step 4. Record your voice on your phone speaking all 3 clusters and sentences. Listen back immediately. Notice your speed. Notice your flow. Notice where you are still stopping and breaking between words. Day 1 will feel strange. Day 3 will feel more comfortable. Day 7 will feel genuinely different and exciting. Here are 5 high-value sound clusters that fluent speakers use constantly in daily conversation. I have got to go. Said as, I've got to go. What do you think? Said as, what do you think? Let me help you. Said as, let me help you. Give me a moment. Said as, give me a moment. I want to try it. Said as, I want to try it. Said as, I want to try it. Practice these daily. Feel the music and the rhythm in each one. Blend the sounds together smoothly. Make them part of your natural voice, because the goal is not to speak like a British person or an American person. The goal is to speak like a confident, flowing, natural human being who has made English their own. Real fluency is not about using impressive vocabulary. Real fluency is about small words spoken with perfect rhythm and effortless flow. When you master sound clusters, you will never speak like a textbook robot again, and people will say your English sounds really natural and confident even before they notice anything about your vocabulary or grammar. Sound is the first thing people notice. Flow is the first thing they feel. Master these and everything else becomes dramatically easier. Part 4. Training your mind and your mouth together. Let me begin this section with a truth that most English teachers never address directly. Most learners only train one side of the speaking equation. They work on their pronunciation, they practice their phrases, they try to improve their fluency. But inside their mind there is constant noise. There is fear. There is self-judgment. There is the inner voice saying, what if I sound ridiculous? What if I say the wrong thing? What if they laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself completely? And this mental noise is the thing that destroys your speaking ability more than any grammar mistake ever could. Here is the fundamental principle you need to understand deeply. Your mouth cannot speak freely what your brain does not fully believe. You can memorize 10,000 sentences. You can practice pronunciation for hundreds of hours. But if the back of your mind is constantly whispering you are going to get it wrong, your voice will betray you every single time. Your fluency will collapse before the first word even leaves your lips. So in this section, I'm going to teach you how to train your brain and your mouth as one complete unified system. Because speaking English confidently requires both physical training and mental freedom working together at the same time. Think of it this way. Your brain is the engine and your mouth is the wheels. If the engine is full of fear and doubt and hesitation, the wheels will always struggle and stall no matter how perfectly they are built. So we need to upgrade the engine at the same time as we train the wheels. Here is how to do it. Technique 1. Speak with complete emotional presence. The single biggest mistake that English learners make is focusing entirely on accuracy when they should be focusing on connection. They ask themselves constantly, is my grammar correct? Did I use the right tense? Is this word spelled correctly? But here is the truth about real human communication. People almost never remember your grammar. They remember your energy. They remember how you made them feel. They remember your presence and your confidence and your emotion. English is not a programming language where every character must be exactly right or everything breaks. English is a living emotional sound. It was created by human beings to connect with other human beings. And connection happens through emotion far more than through grammar perfection. Train your brain to feel every sentence deeply rather than just saying it mechanically. Instead of saying, I am really happy to meet you, like a robot reading a script, say it with your whole voice and your whole face and your whole energy. I am really happy to meet you, and mean it completely. Feel it, own it, express it. Practice this right now. Say this sentence with 3 completely different emotional tones. Say it with genuine excitement. Say it with calm warmth. Say it with deep sincerity. Notice how your voice changes completely. Notice how your body posture changes. Notice how your confidence rises with each emotional version. That is the power of emotional presence in speaking. Technique 2. Practice like a performer, not like a student. This is one of the most transformative shifts you can make in how you approach English speaking practice. A student practices in order to avoid mistakes. A performer practices in order to create an experience. A student thinks about what could go wrong. A performer thinks about what could go right, and the difference in results is enormous. Start treating your English practice sessions as performance rehearsals. Choose a sentence, any sentence. Maybe something like, I am absolutely certain this is going to work out well. Now say that sentence with genuine excitement like you just received incredible news. Say it with deep frustration like nothing is going your way. Say it with quiet confidence like you know a secret nobody else knows. Notice what happens to your body. Notice how you start moving differently. Notice how your voice takes on completely different qualities. Notice how the fear of making a mistake starts to dissolve because you are too focused on the feeling to worry about perfection. When you speak like a performer, your brain stops focusing on what might go wrong and starts channeling all its energy into expression and communication, and that shift alone will make you sound dramatically more natural and confident immediately. Technique 3. Build automatic English reactions in your brain. Here is a brain secret that changes everything about how you learn to speak. Your brain absolutely loves to take shortcuts. When you are having a real conversation, you do not have time to think of a word in your native language, translate it to English, check the grammar, arrange the sentence structure, and then finally speak. That process takes too long. By the time you finish doing all of that, the conversation has already moved on without you. What fluent speakers do instead is something completely different. Their brains connect English sounds and phrases directly to meanings, feelings, and situations. No translation required. When they hear the phrase, "Let us catch up soon," their brain instantly feels friendly warmth and anticipation. When they hear the phrase, "I am completely overwhelmed," their brain instantly understands exhaustion and stress. No translation, no calculation, just direct connection. You can train your brain to work the same way. Use visual flashcards that show images alongside English phrases rather than native language translations. Use short video scenes from movies and connect the English dialogue directly to the emotions and situations you see on screen. Create associations between English phrases and specific feelings and memories from your own real life. The more times you make these direct connections, the faster your brain learns to bypass translation entirely. And when translation disappears, fluency follows naturally and automatically. Technique 4. Use your whole body when you speak. This sounds unusual, but it is based on solid science. When you use your body while speaking, your brain remembers better. Your voice becomes stronger and more projecting. Your speech becomes clearer and more structured. Your confidence increases substantially. Your emotional connection to the language deepens. When you practice English, do not sit still and mumble quietly. Stand up. Use your hands to emphasize key points. Change your body posture to match the emotion of what you are saying. Make full eye contact with yourself in the mirror. Move around the room. Speak with your entire physical presence, not just your mouth. Because you are not just training yourself to talk. You are training yourself to communicate. And real communication is a whole body experience. Your complete daily mind and mouth practice. Day by day, spend 1 minute saying 3 different sentences with maximum emotional expression. Spend 1 minute acting each sentence out with full physical presence as if you are performing for an audience. Spend 1 minute speaking while moving around the room freely. Spend 1 minute doing mirror speaking with sustained, strong eye contact. Spend 1 minute recording yourself and listening back critically for energy and confidence rather than grammar mistakes. This is not grammar drilling. This is genuine speaking transformation. When your brain and your mouth and your body are all trained together as one unified system, you will not just speak English. You will become a person who speaks English naturally and powerfully. And when that happens, the world experiences you differently. Your presence changes. Your confidence becomes visible. Your voice carries real weight. This is about more than language. This is about identity. This is about who you become when you fully own your voice in English. Part 5. The Science of Smart Repetition. Begin this section with a warning. If you repeat English the wrong way, you could practice for years and still not improve significantly. But if you repeat the right way, even a few weeks of consistent practice will produce results that surprise you completely. Most people think repetition simply means saying the same thing over and over again. But real repetition, as practiced by world-class speakers and performers and athletes, is a precise and intelligent science. It is a strategy, and I'm going to give you the complete system right now. Here's what most learners do when they try to practice through repetition. They pick a sentence like, "Could you please help me with this?" And they repeat it like this. "Could you please help me with this? Could you please help me with this? Could you please help me with this?" Over and over in exactly the same flat mechanical way. No variation, no emotion, no purpose, no progress. What is the result? Their mouth gets bored, their brain disengages, their confidence stays exactly the same, their English does not improve at all because repetition without purpose is not training. It is just noise. Real repetition is about quality, not quantity. It is about saying something better and better with each attempt, not just louder or faster, better, more natural, more connected, more emotionally real. Here is the complete 5-stage system for intelligent and effective repetition. Stage 1. Slow clarity repetition. Take one sentence. A good one to start with is, I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. Speak this sentence very slowly. Stretch out every vowel sound. Feel your lips and tongue and jaw moving through each word carefully. Do this 3 times with full physical awareness. This is pure muscle training. You are teaching your mouth the exact physical movements required for this sentence in English. Stage 2. Flow repetition. Now take the exact same sentence and say it at a completely natural conversational speed. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. Focus on connecting the words smoothly. Focus on your breath control and natural rhythm. Repeat this version 5 times. This is training your real speaking speed and your natural conversational flow. Stage 3. Emotion repetition. Now say the same sentence 3 times with 3 completely different emotional tones. First with genuine determination and strength. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. Then with quiet calm and deep inner peace. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. Then with joyful confidence and energy. I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. Repeat each emotional version 3 times. This trains your brain to feel the sentence rather than just say it. It transforms the phrase from something you are memorizing into something you genuinely own. Stage 4. Pressure and speed repetition. Now, push your limits. Say the same sentence as quickly as you possibly can while keeping it completely clear and understandable. Challenge your tongue speed. Test your reaction time. Train your mouth to move at English conversation speed under pressure. This trains your brain and mouth to react without overthinking, exactly the way you will need to in a real conversation when there is no time to plan everything perfectly. Stage 5. Real-world context repetition. Finally, use the same sentence in 3 completely different real-life situations. In a job interview context, I've faced many difficult challenges in my career and I genuinely believe I can handle anything that comes my way. In a personal conversation context, I appreciate your concern, but please do not worry about me because I truly believe I can handle anything that comes my way. In a motivational moment context, whatever happens next, I want you to know that I believe I can handle anything that comes my way. When you practice repetition to all 5 stages like this, a single sentence becomes deeply embedded in your real voice. It stops being something you memorized. It becomes something you genuinely own and can use naturally in any situation that requires it. Here is your simple daily repetition schedule. 1 minute for slow clarity repetition, 1 minute for flow repetition, 1 minute for emotion repetition, 1 minute for speed and pressure repetition, 1 minute for real-world context repetition. Total time, 5 minutes. Total result after 30 consistent days. Permanent fluency in the sentences you practice. Not just the ability to repeat them in a quiet room, the genuine ability to use them naturally and confidently in real conversations with real people. Choose your practice sentences wisely. Make them powerful. Make them personal. Make them emotionally meaningful. Here are some suggestions that many learners find deeply effective. I am proud of every step I have taken to improve. Every time I speak, I am getting closer to fluency. Mistakes are simply proof that I am training. My English is growing stronger every single day. I speak with courage because courage is more important than perfection. Repeat these sentences through all 5 stages, because when the words carry genuine personal meaning for you, your voice carries genuine power when you say them. And powerful speaking is what changes everything. Part 6. The final honest truth. Train or stay silent forever. Let us slow down completely for just 1 moment. Put aside everything you think you know about learning English. Stop thinking about vocabulary and grammar and pronunciation for just 60 seconds and simply listen to this honest truth. You do not have a knowledge problem. You never did. You have a practice problem. You have a consistency problem. You have an action problem. Let me say this with full clarity and complete sincerity. You do not need to watch another English lesson today. You do not need to discover another method. You do not need to find a better technique. You need to start practicing the system you already know. You need to repeat it every single day without exception. There are millions of people around the world right now who understand English extremely well. They have studied it for years. They know their grammar. They have a strong vocabulary. They can read English books and understand English movies, and yet they cannot have a simple, confident conversation in English. They cannot introduce themselves fluently. They cannot express their ideas clearly. They cannot speak when it matters most. And the reason is simple and painful and completely fixable. They learn English, but they never train English. They consume information, but they never build skill. And the result is a lifetime of understanding without speaking, a lifetime of knowing without expressing, a lifetime of staying silent when they desperately want to speak. Think about the difference between two types of learners. Learner 1 watches 4 hours of English content every single day, follows 20 English accounts on social media, has notebooks full of vocabulary lists, owns 6 English grammar books, practices speaking for 0 minutes per day. Learner 2 watches 15 minutes of English content per day with full active attention, practices speaking for 10 minutes every single morning using a real system, records their voice 3 times per week and listens back critically. This person improves consistently every single week. One learner is collecting knowledge. The other learner is building skill. One learner is consuming. The other learner is training. One learner stays stuck. The other learner becomes fluent. Which learner are you right now? And more importantly, which learner do you choose to become from this day forward? You already know what to do. You know that you need to speak out loud every day. You know you need to use the mirror. You know you need to record yourself. You know you need to shadow native speakers. You know you need to train your mouth and not just fill your mind. But knowing is not enough. You have to actually do it every single day, even when you feel tired, even when you feel embarrassed, even when no one is watching, even when you want to quit after 3 days because the progress feels invisible. Your fluency will not be built in a single dramatic moment. It will be built in hundreds of small, private moments that nobody else ever sees. In the early morning practice before anyone else is awake, in the mirror sessions that feel awkward and uncomfortable at first, in the shadow speaking repetitions that sound terrible on day 1 and natural on day 20, in the recordings that embarrass you on Monday and encourage you by Friday, in the consistent daily discipline of showing up for yourself even when motivation is low. That is where real fluency is built. Not in the watching, in the doing, not in the knowing, in the training, not in the knowing, in the training, not in the hoping, in the showing up every single day and doing the work. Here is what I want you to do right now before this lesson ends. Stand up from where you are sitting, look around you at the space you are in, and say this sentence out loud with your full voice. I am done being silent. I am going to train my voice every single day from this moment forward. Say it again louder. I am done being silent. I am going to train my voice every single day from this moment forward. One more time with everything you have. I am done being silent. I am going to train my voice every single day from this moment forward. Your English-speaking life begins in that sentence. Not when the conditions are perfect. Not when you feel completely ready. Not when your vocabulary is large enough or your grammar is perfect enough. Right now, with the voice you have today. With the courage you are building right now, because fluency is not waiting for you somewhere in the future. Fluency is being built by you right now in this very moment. Your speaking ability is not fixed. It is not determined by where you were born or what school you went to or what your native language is. It is built day by day, practice by practice, sentence by sentence, recording by recording. The version of you that speaks English confidently and naturally is not a different person. It is you with trained muscles, with a prepared voice, with the habit of daily practice, with the courage to keep going even when it is hard. So here is your commitment. 10 minutes of speaking practice every single morning before the rest of your day begins. Use the warm-up. Use the mirror technique. Use shadow speaking. Use the fluency loop. Use sound clusters, use intelligent repetition, and watch what happens over the next 30 days. Watch your voice change, watch your confidence rise, watch your fear shrink, watch your English come alive in ways that studying alone never produced. If this lesson from English Avenue Bookish has helped you today, please subscribe to English Avenue Bookish right now and share this lesson with one person who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below saying this simple phrase: I will train my mouth every single day, no matter what. Say it, mean it, and live it from this day forward. The most fluent English speakers in the world are not the people who were born with a special gift. They are the people who refused to stay silent. They practiced when they did not feel like it. They recorded themselves when it was embarrassing. They kept going when progress was invisible. They built their voice the way builders build a house, one brick at a time, every single day, until one day they looked up and realized they were fluent. That can be you. That will be you. If you train, your voice is ready. Your English is ready. Your moment is now. Do not stay silent anymore. Thank you for spending this time with English Avenue Bookish. We will see you in the next lesson. Keep practicing. Keep speaking. Keep growing.